InvestorIdeas.com podcast.
Good morning and welcome to another InvestorIdeas.com podcast, looking at cannabis news, stocks to watch, as well as insights from thought leaders and experts. Today's podcast was sponsored by Kelowna-based Lexaria Bioscience Corporation, trading on the CSE under the symbol LXX and on the OTC as LXRP. Lexaria has developed a new distributive drug delivery platform, Dehydratech. The company's patented technology changes the way active pharmaceutical ingredients, APIs, enter the body orally. It both masks unwanted tastes and eliminates the need for sugar-filled edibles, reduces the time of onset, the effects are felt within 15 to 20 minutes versus 60 to 120 minutes, it avoids first-pass liver metabolism, and increases bioabsorption by 5 to 10 times. The company's Dehydratech trademark technology is patent protected for multiple APIs, CBD, THC, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs such as ibuprofen, nicotine, and fat-soluble vitamins. Learn more about Lexaria at www.lexariabioscience.com. Today we will be looking at announcements from Suniva Incorporated, trading on the CSE as SNN, FSD Pharma Incorporated, trading on the CSE as Huge, and the OTC as FSDDF, Cantab Therapeutics Limited, trading on the CSE as Pill, Organigram Holdings Incorporated, trading on the TSX Venture as OGI, HIKU Brands Company Limited, trading on the CSE as HIKU, MYM Nutraceuticals Incorporated, trading on the CSE as MYM and the OTC as MYMMF, and Cannabis Science Incorporated, trading on the OTC as CBIS, and FinCanada Capital Corporation, trading on the CSE as CALI. Lots of announcements today, the first being from Suniva Incorporated, a North American provider of cannabis products and services, who announced that it intends to spin out its Canadian assets into a separate Canadian entity and apply to list the shares on the Toronto Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ stock market in an effort to unlock the underlying value of the company's assets on both sides of the border. The company has retained Canaccord Genuity Corporation to act as its financial advisor in connection with the spin-out transaction and other strategic initiatives. The company expects the spin-off transaction will be completed prior to the end of this year. Next, looking at FSD Pharma Incorporated, which, through its wholly owned subsidiary FV Pharma Incorporated, is a licensed product pursuant to the Access of Cannabis and Medical Purpose Regulations, announced that it's entered into a non-binding letter of intent with Cantab Therapeutics Limited, trading on the CSE as Pill, a leader in the rapidly growing cannabis pill market. Under the terms of the letter of intent, FSD Pharma will assist Cantab to obtain a license to process and sell cannabis products pursuant to the Cannabis Act, and will provide Cantab with space at its 620,000 square foot facility, which is located just 1 hour east of Toronto in Cobourg, Ontario. FSD Pharma will provide Cantab with up to 10,000 square feet of space at the FSD facility. Cantab will build and install at its expense its own manufacturing facility within the larger FSD facility that will operate in accordance with good manufacturing practices, at which it will produce a suite of novel cannabis oral dose delivery platforms, including gel capsules and tablets and other types of cannabis-based products, including sleep aids and pain relievers. FSD Pharma and Cantab see tremendous opportunity in offering pharmaceutical-quality cannabis-based tablets, as many doctors are averse to prescribing smoked cannabis as a solution to patients' health concerns. The Cantab premises are intended to be used to supply the Canadian and international markets, such as Australia and Germany, which legally allow cannabis. FSD Pharma will work with Cantab to prepare the necessary items to submit an application from Cantab to Health Canada to obtain the license, which will be attached to the Cantab premises. Next, looking at Organigrams Holding Incorporated, the parent company of Organigram Incorporated, a leading licensed producer of medical marijuana, announced that it's entered into a letter of intent with HIKU Brands Company Limited. As an approved supplier to Manitoba Liquors and Lotteries, MBLL, Organigram will supply HIKU with up to 1,000 kilograms of premium cannabis products per year for the term of a 3-year agreement. Products include both dried cannabis and cannabis oils, which will be sold through Design Tokyo Smoke retail locations in Manitoba. Organigram and HIKU share a deep commitment to exceptional quality and innovative products, says Greg Engel, CEO of Organigram. As we move towards a legal adult recreational use cannabis market, we are proud to be affiliated with companies and brands with a clear and demonstrated focus on their customers and first-class customer experience. Next, looking at MYM Nutraceuticals Incorporated, who announced that it's entered into an investment agreement to acquire a 49% stake in Colombian cannabis company Columbia Organica that currently holds a seed-to-sale license for low-THC cannabis. This license permits Columbia Organica to grow, produce, and create cannabis derivatives to be commercialized and or exported. Further, Columbia Organica is in the licensing process for the cultivation and production of high-THC cannabis extracts. MYM and Columbia Organica have plans to build a production facility near Medellin, Colombia, for the cultivation and processing of cannabis and cannabis products. Currently, Columbia Organica is developing registered seed strains with the Colombian Agricultural Institute. Next, we look at Cannabis Science Incorporated, a U.S. company specialized in the development of cannabinoid-based medicines, announced the immediate launch of a new 40-acre industrial hemp research and development project in Nevada. Cannabis Science, American States University, and FSO-NAC HRM Farms celebrates as the Lincoln County, Nevada industrial hemp property has just been approved by the Nevada Department of Agricultural Industrial Hemp Program. The group will immediately commence its industrial hemp research operations on the 40-acre Lincoln County, Nevada property. The group believes it can bring one and quite possibly two harvests this year. The primary purpose of the research initiatives is to provide hands-on university professional training in agricultural industrial hemp research and development focused on creating pharmaceutical drugs targeting critical ailments, while furthering the group's other industrial targets such as alternative biofuels, construction, clothing and automobile materials, and other industries. The university program aims to provide an affordable, quality education to its students so as to achieve their career goals and excel in their chosen professions. And finally, looking at FinCanna Capital Corporation, a royalty company for the U.S. licensed medical cannabis industry, has executed an expanded royalty agreement with Refined Resin Technologies Incorporated, formerly known as Grand Co. Holdings LLC of Oakland, California. Refined Resin is a cannabinoid research and refinery company that provides B2B and B2C products and services to licensed dispensaries and distributors in medical cannabis supply chain. FinCanna will fund $3 million in tranches to complete the original royalty agreement transaction that was previously announced under a binding term sheet in February of this year. In return, FinCanna will receive a tiered corporate royalty ranging from 14% to 5% of Refined Resin's annual revenues based upon agreed-upon benchmarks. That's all for today's podcast. Podcast is now a certified word trademark on the blockchain through Cognate Incorporated CM certification. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor this podcast, please contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products or services or securities. Investors are reminded all investment involves risk and possible loss of investment.